The Team Rocket event has started in some places around the world, and it brings some awesome surprises, which we're going to talk about today. But first, I'm hatching 3 12-kilometer eggs and a 10-kilometer egg right now. So let's see if we can get some fire before we get into today's topic. Okay, what is that? Togedemaru? What the heck is this Pokemon called? Togedemaru, absolutely not a fan. We got a Pawniard. I'll take a Pawniard, ladies and gentlemen. What is up next? I've had so many Pawniards and only one shiny all time. And right on cue, there's another Pawniard. And one last 12-kilometer egg. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 in a row here. This has got to be good. It's a Dino. We love a Dino. Down all that goes right there. 597 Dino. Hold on. Is that the Hundo? Oh my gosh. 93% IV. Fat L. 14, 14, 14. Togedemaru is pretty good. 3-star. Pawniard is whatever, and the other Pawniard is whatever. GG's. Dude, I thought 597 was the Hundo for Dino. I guess I'm wrong. Well, that was a good try. Those were some epic eggs. But like I was saying, the Team Rocket event has started in Pokemon Go, and we gotta talk about it. First things first, let's talk about the new Shiny Shadow Pokemon because they are epic. Team Rocket leader Sierra is going to have a Murkrow, which can be a Shadow Shiny, which is super, super epic. That's a really cool one. I like that. Team Rocket leader Arlo is going to have Teddiursa. Teddiursa was just available with Cliff a few rotations ago. So definitely not a new Shiny Shadow, a beautiful, lovely Shiny Shadow. But you know, unfortunately nothing too crazy, nothing too new. But you know what makes up for that? Team Rocket leader Cliff has Larvitar, which can be Shiny Shadow, and that is insane. Shiny Shadow Tyranitar, who knew when we were gonna get that? We're getting it now. We're gonna talk about that in a second, but again, Shiny Shadow Murkrow, Shiny Shadow Larvitar, and Shiny Shadow Teddiursa. I love the rotation, I'm all for it. And before I dive into Shadow Tyranitar, let's talk about the new Shadow Pokemon that are out. We have Shadow Regice, of course, through the Giovanni Special Research. We have Shadow Drifloon and Drifblim, okay. We have Shadow Fanpy and Donphan, I like that. We have Shadow Trico all the way to Sceptile, that's interesting. Shadow Torchic all the way to Blaziken, which is super interesting. And then Shadow Alola Grimer and Shadow Alola Muck. I'll do a little deep dive on those Pokemon in a second here, but we gotta talk about Shadow Tyranitar. That's crazy. In terms of DPS, it is the 4th best Rock-type Pokemon in Pokemon Go, behind Mega Tyranitar, obviously, Rhyperior, and Mega Aerodactyl. So DPS department, as you can see, it ranks 4th. And in terms of total damage output, it ranks 5th. Technically, actually, only 3rd, because Shadow Gigalith and Mega Tyranitar aren't in the game yet, but it is up there in terms of DPS. It is up there in terms of total damage output. Definitely go for that. And in terms of total damage output for dark types, it is 7th on the list, technically 6th if you don't count Mega Tyranitar, but that's still pretty solid. DPS on it, dark-wise, isn't the greatest, but it's safe to say Shadow Tyranitar is definitely gonna be worth grinding. And before I talk about the other new Shadow Pokemon in Pokemon Go, because they are worth talking about for sure, check this out, speaking of which. Look at this Shadow Beldum I got. If you guys recognize that CP, that is 1 CP off the Hundo, dude. That is a 98 Shadow Beldum, which is absolutely incredible. Insane. And we're gonna go ahead and evolve this bad boy all the way through right now. Now I'm gonna ask you guys, even though I think I know what you guys are gonna say, should I purify this to be a Hundo? Now before you guys say, no, obviously don't purify it, of course that's the right answer, but like, I don't know, a part of me wants to get another Hundo Metagross. I think that'd be super, super dope, but of course, not as good, I understand. That is crazy though. On the last day of these Team Rocket rotation, a 98, 15, 14, 15 Shadow Beldum is crazy. I really have been searching for this shiny though. The Shiny Shadow is huge for me. I've spent hundreds of dollars. I've done hundreds of Super Rocket Radar battles, or not Super Rocket Radar battles, but I've done hundreds of Team Leader battles, and I just can't get the Shiny Shadow Beldum. I got 2 Shiny Shadow Nidorans and Magnemites, and that was absolutely amazing, but the Beldum was a big hunt for me. I guess I'm just gonna have to try to get it through Grunts now. Anyways, I'm partly joking. I don't think I'm gonna purify this regardless, but that is an epic Shadow Pokemon. Plus I get the TM away frustration as soon as this event starts, so that'll be awesome. That is another amazing Shadow Pokemon to add to the collection. Yes, sir. Now let's talk about these new Shadow Pokemon and if they're going to be any good, starting off with, of course, Shadow Regice. Now, unfortunately for Regice and Shadow Regice, it just doesn't have the movesets and the stats to be useful in terms of raids and PvE. But in PvP, it's not 100% useless. As you can see in this graphic right here, it's going to be a somewhat solid budget Pokemon in the Ultra League if you guys really wanted to use it. The best moveset would be Lock-On, Blizzard, and then Earthquake or Thunder. Those are the best PvP IVs right there, depending on the Great League or the Ultra League, and it sounds like you do not want to be using this Pokemon in the Master League. There just is other better Pokemon to use out there. So unfortunately for Shadow Regice, this is a cool thing to catch if you care about it. But at the end of the day, this Pokemon is not going to be that useful. You can definitely pass on catching this Shadow Regice. I'm going to get it for fun just because I'm a collector, but not going to be something you really want to go for. Moving on, Shadow Drifblim is actually going to be nice to have. It's going to be a solid option in the Great League and the Ultra League. The best moveset is right there, so that's a cool new Shadow. Awesome. Then we have Shadow Donphan, which is going to be a low priority, not your your best friend in any of the leagues really, but if you were gonna use it in the Great League and the Ultra League, those are the PvP IVs you're gonna want, and that's the moveset you're gonna want. Kind of unfortunate, I know people like Dawn Fan, but not gonna be the best. But here's where things get interesting. Shadow Sceptile is gonna be pretty solid as well in the Great League and the Ultra League. That's the best moveset right there. That's a cool new Shadow. I thought this was gonna be what the leader Pokemon we're gonna have, but I guess it's just gonna be available from Grunts, so that's cool too. But what's even cooler than that is Shadow Blaziken. Ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be a high priority Pokemon. It's gonna be amazing in the Great League and the Ultra League. That's the best moveset right there. You're gonna want Counter, Blaze Kick, and either Blast Burn or Stone Edge or Brave Bird, depending on what your other Pokemon are, depending on what you want to be using. But Shadow Blaziken is gonna be an absolute beast, and I wonder, it's gonna be really good in PvE. Let me check. Okay, check this out. So in terms of DPS, Shadow Blaziken is the third best Pokemon in terms of fire types, behind only itself and Mega Charizard Y. So Shadow Blaziken will be very good. A great bunch of Pokemon, very much attainable. You don't have to mega rate it or anything like that. You can just go out and get a Shadow Blaziken. That's awesome. Now its total damage output isn't great, so it's probably gonna be a little bit glassy, but it is going to deal a lot of damage, so that's a solid option. Good news. And like I mentioned, it's gonna be solid in the Great and Ultra League. And finally, we have the brand new Shadow Alolan Muck, which is gonna be amazing as well in the Great and Ultra League. Your best moveset's gonna be Poison Jab, Dark Pulse, and Acid Spray. This Pokemon was already pretty solid in PvP, and how about making it even better by giving it a Shadow version? Luckily, this one got lucky. Those are the best PvP IVs right there. That's the best moveset. Shadow Alolan Muck, again, another high priority Pokemon. So in total, there's gonna be 18 new Shadow Pokemon in Pokemon Go, counting each individual Pokemon. That is awesome news. I love that. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to pop a star piece. I'm gonna pop a lucky egg, even though we're running low on those. And we're gonna pop our daily incense during this Let's Go event because we've had some pretty good luck with this so far. If you guys haven't been keeping up with the adventures, we've had some incredible luck. We got back-to-back shiny legendaries. I got a shiny Ditto. I got a shiny Trubbish, which was awesome. So this event has been pretty good to me, and I want to keep this thing going, man. Is this gonna be a Ditto? No. Still a lot of things I'm hunting for during this event for sure, which is shiny Litleo, of course, and then shiny Corphish. Some more Dittos would be cool. I'm gonna pop a Melton box in the next adventure. Can't wait for that. Just quickly circle back to the Shadow Pokemon talk. Remember, Niantic has officially confirmed that shiny Shadow Pokemon can be available from Grunts. This is a really crazy spawn of Primeape. There have been reports of official shiny Shadow Pokemon appearing from Grunts, and so far, the only one I've seen confirmed is Shadow Grimer is available from Grunts as soon as the event starts. And I would assume, like I said, any Shadow Pokemon that has been shiny eligible in the past should probably still be shiny eligible. So I think it's safe to assume that. I guess we'll find out more and more as the days go on. But that is big news for me because I only have like a few hours left. I have not been able to get shiny Shadow Beldum, and that's been a travesty. So maybe the only way I'm ever gonna get it is if it's in a Grunt, and I just grind those Grunts, I guess. But that's gonna be really hard. It's a lot harder than a leader. It's just so wild to me that I got so many other shiny Shadows, but not the one I really truly wanted, you know? We'll see though, man. Maybe I can get this last minute shiny Shadow clutch. If I do, I'm gonna be one happy trainer, dude. Shiny Shadow Beldum at the last minute and the last day would be insane. Although I am very excited to hunt for that shiny Shadow Tyranitar. That's gonna be a massive commodity. And here's our first legendary spawn of the day. I say first, we have a Starly right there. Cool. And we got a Snubble. Now that's not exciting, but it can be a Ditto, so we are gonna hunt for this. I have caught a bunch of them throughout this event, so I've been grinding. Let me know in the comments down below, by the way, how has this event been for you guys? Any Dittos, any shinies? It sounds like on Twitter and in my chats, you guys have been going off, so I'm happy. But let me know in the comments down below this video how you guys are doing during the event. I love it. I just feel like there's so many different things to hunt for. I told you we'd get another legendary bird. We got a Starly right there. You can hunt for shiny Ditto. You can hunt for shiny Melton. Those are two awesome shinies to hunt for, so I'm a fan. That spawn scared the heck out of me. We got a Lickitung spawn. I don't actually have that shiny yet, so this would be one I'd love to get, but I don't know if that's gonna happen today. But that's a rare spawn. We take those. And a Grimer spawn, not shiny. Litleo, please. No. It's such a cool shiny, man. I just feel like it shouldn't be hard to get. I don't know. Maybe it is. I just feel like I've checked a lot of them before this event and during this event, and I feel like, you know what? I'm gonna call it right now. That's a shiny I'm gonna get on the Go Plus. That is not a shiny I will see with my own eyes. I can already see it now. Here we go, Diglett. New, but again, it could be a Ditto, so it's not a bad thing yet. Let's see. Come on, I haven't got one yet. Oh, okay. And our third legendary bird of the Incense, we got another Starly. Can I get a Goomy spawn, please? I feel like there's windy weather and I need one. That's an Eevee. I'll take an Eevee, but I want a Goomy. I have a research task to catch Dragon-type Pokemon, and I know Goomy spawns at this event. It's windy weather outside. I don't think a Goomy is too much to ask for, is it? Now, Rocket Leader Arlo is chilling right here next to this Grimer, so I guess I could try to clutch out another shiny Shadow Nidoran before this is over. Why not? Again, the event just started in some places around the world. Oh man, not a Ditto shiny. So at this moment, I'm not exactly too sure what's going to be available through the Grunts, so I'm trying to take advantage advantage of everything while I can. Rock and rolla, no. And a pan, whatever this one is. Oh, I will take that. A double extra small Panseer. Cool, that's a regional Pokemon, so that's not gonna be an opportunity I'll get many more times. I'm down. And a Trubbish, we've got the shiny before, come on. 3, 2, 1. We are getting one more spawn. Check this out, overtime. Wait, no, hold on. Rock and rolla. Ah. Come on, man. Let's go ahead and grab this bad boy and let's go do this Team Rocket Arlo battle. Man, you down to be a Ditto? You don't have to be shiny. No? Okay. All right, well, we're settling for this Team Rocket Leader Arlo battle because why not? Let me know in the comments, of course, how many shiny shadows, if any, you guys got during this current rotation. It was a good one, man. Nidoran was new, Magnemite was new, and Beldum was a repeat one, but it was an amazing one. I did not mind it at all. Here we are going in on Arlo for what probably is going to be the last time with a shiny shadow Nidoran. Let's see what happens. Down goes Team Rocket Leader Arlo. Ladies and gentlemen, can we get a shiny shadow Nidoran on the final day? No, sir. That was not gonna be a good one, but we can go ahead and IV check right now all the Pokemon we just caught. Can we get anything good on our daily incense in the IV department? I'll take a 0%. I'll take a hundo. I'll take a 98. I'll take some PvP IVs. I think that Rock and Roller wasn't too bad. Lickitung was cool. Come on, Pokemon gods. Can you hook it up today? Oh, Eevee was a 3-star. The Ditto was cool. Panseer, almost a 0 on that, what you call it, a Trubbish. Nidoran with PvP IVs, but that's it. And you know what? Since we talked about him so much this video, let's evolve a shiny Larvitar right now. It's a beautiful shiny. It's already had 2 community days at this point because we just had the classic not too long ago. But honestly, the shiny does not get old to me, man. The Larvitar is nice and green. The Pupitar is actually my favorite one out of the 3. That purple is so gosh darn clean. I love me some Pupitar. And of course, let's evolve it to shiny Tyranitar. I tell you right now, if shiny Tyranitar was purple, it would be game over, dude. This would be my favorite Pokemon of all time. But there is, I mean, it does have purple on it. It does have purple on it. There is shiny Tyranitar. Very, very cool. 1709. Just a random 2-star one that I have that I caught at this most recent Community Day Classic, so that was cool. But yeah, I thought we talked about Tyranitar so much today that it would be cool to feature him and his dope shiny in the vid. Why not? Can't wait for this Team Rocket event though, man. That'll be our next adventure. It's gonna be so much fun. Shout out Blaziken. We're gonna hunt for that. Try to get some of the new shiny shadows from the leaders. Maybe some shiny shadows from the grunts. We'll have to see. I'm excited to grind that. That starts tomorrow. Good luck out there.